Club Gewalt is a music and performance collective. We had a different name for it.
We are a music and performance collective, and we make music-based performances.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. And we are based in Rotterdam. We've been working as a collective for around 10 years now. Hence the title of the performance, 10-year anniversary. And we are schooled singers and actors. We studied at the conservatory in Rotterdam, and that's where we actually met each other.
Yeah.
It's a performance about racism and friendship, I guess.
Yeah, privileges.
Privileges and your position in society. It's sort of a how do you say it? Anniversary, like a birthday.
Right. Yeah. A kringverjaardag. They say in Holland. It's like Dutch people sit around in a circle and they celebrate a birthday.
Yeah. And why we are using the concept of the kringverjaardag is because a lot of things on a birthday party like that are left unsaid. So there are a lot of uncomfortable topics that are very present in the room, but nobody actually talks about that. Mm-hmm. And somehow, or in a way, that's also what we encountered as a group for several years.
Yeah, or it's a bit between a birthday party and a group therapy session.
Yeah.
And it's we used a thing that's like a sort of trauma that happened to us ourselves, and we confront our own racism, I guess, and structures and privileges, and we try to do that together with the audience so that everyone reflects on his own structures and racism and his own privileges and where he stands in society.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Yeah. And I think we also call it a ritual. So for us, it's really a ritual for healing a trauma. And I guess that one thing that was very important for, I should just speak for myself, is just that we really dive into that trauma to be able to, make tell a personal story, to invite the audience to also think about their own personal lives, the choices that they make on a daily basis. And there are different kind of parts in the performance that we celebrate different kinds of like small journeys inside of a healing process, like the moment that you actually lay out what the problem is, and then the anger that comes with it, or the sacrifice that you had to make to go through that trauma, and also then where you find each other again, I guess in our case in polyphonic singing.
And because we wanted to involve the audience and make them, we chose for this circle, or not like really in circle, like a
Sort of arena.
The arena vibe, because we really wanted them to be included and not to be just an audience.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Audience over there, but really a part of the performance.
Yeah. There was this very early sketch that we were talking about the setting, and there was a very early sketch that I made with the circle, and then we had no idea about this immersive system back then. So it was really funny how that eventually came together, and I drew out like 23 speakers around like a circular arena, and then with different kind of subs, and we had this dream about imagine that this would be possible. We would be able to omsingel, how do you say that? Like surround the audience with this kind of aggressive sometimes, but also really beautiful sound to really not let them escape the thematics, but also the music or something.
I'm Sipke. I'm the sound engineer of Club Gewalt, and we just finished up setting up stage for tonight's show in the theater of Groningen. The show is about racism, and we want to overwhelm the people a bit with sound and light and give them a little bit of a uncomfortable feeling, and also make sure they think about the subject through text, but also through lights and sound. I'm using immersive audio. We have speakers around the stage and also on top of them. The audience is sitting around us, or around the actors, which means also the sound is coming from people's back because there are speakers around the stage. We have 10 washes around the stage. They are coupled with the tracks we're using, the audio tracks, and some parts of the show, the lights and sound are combined together to cooperate in a better experience, basically. So besides some speakers in the roof, we're also using a projector. The projector is triggered from the actor's microphone, so some parts it's a constant visual, but it's also different parts during the show. When people sing or talk, it triggers different kind of visuals. And it's not like an abrupt switch, but it's really dynamic and organic what gets triggered through the sound.
So we start out with a huge ambient or an echo in the room. And that's also in the beginning of the ritual where the audience comes in and they enter our space. We sort of welcome them in our space with the sound, but also later the sound becomes really, how do you say that? Like
Silent.
it closes you
Dry.
in also.
Yeah.
And it's nice because of the reverb in the room, like it's a strange reverb makes you also aware of yourself, I guess.
Yeah.
You feel that you're in a space, you enter a space, and after that it
Becomes very dry.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's super cool that the audience has made clear of their presence by the acoustics that they themselves create.
Mhm.
It's a different kind of way of letting them know you're in this space. That's
Yeah.
really
Your
that's
presence.
really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and we don't really give them a way out in that sense.
Yeah.
So that's why this arena helps. Yeah, and at first I also thought when you made that drawing with all the speakers surrounding the audience, I thought we're never going to be able to achieve this.
No, it was like
It's
a
always gonna be-
utopian idea. Of,
Yeah.
You thought, maybe four. Maybe
yeah,
four.
yeah.
But then
One
in the
day-
end, it turned out like to be even more than we expected it could be. So that was really nice that we actually had a system to work with that could bring out all those ideas.
For me, it opened like a lot of opportunities for maybe later that we can try more stuff out, and because this was super new, and the moment we got it, we were actually so excited that we had this. And then the first things that we tried out, like, okay, so then this little noise can go all around. That was like magic for us. And now we can start to fantasize a little bit more about the possibilities. And I think we didn't even expect this to be able to happen.
No.
So that it was already way past our expectations. So yeah.
You really had to change your idea about mixing sound because it was
Yes.
like, oh, you have all these like you normally think a bit in left, right, and a bit whoop, 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 whoop. But it was really you had to practice how to mix with this immersive sound that goes around them, and you thought, this would be cool, and it was horrible, and then we also with the speakers in the top was also how does it relate to each other?
I think that one thing that I'd like to mention is also perception and perspective. That was a really big part of why we wanted to have this system, because we wanted to feel unfair for the audience to not be able to hear everything as well as they are used to. That when you sit here, maybe Robert's voice is right over there, but my voice is all the way over there, and then you have to work a little bit harder. Or I think that was a really big part of the also later in the montage period that we had, which was super short and was stressful. But I think that was a very big part of the whole idea, the process of creating this idea of it's not fair. You're not going to be able to hear everything. You're not going to be able to see everything that's happening because we're six people on stage, and we're all doing stuff, and we wanted to keep it super personal and super individualistic, and then bring it back together with the voices and with
And I can also remember chaos and messiness as two words that also came back, like also going through a process like unlearning your own racist patterns is a very massive and not linear process, and we somehow also wanted to make that audible for the audience. So I had a visual or a vision or a visual of a camera that zooms in on people and then zooms out again and follows another person, and somehow I thought, oh, it would be great if we could do that with sound.
That you sometimes feel the kick, and sometimes it's over there, and sometimes it's from there, and then it's back again, something like that.
Yeah.
This has been a super great opportunity to work with the system. So thank you.
Gefeliciteerd.